in case you didn't know, I live here. Well, not in here, but that's the Washington Monument, and that's where I live in DC. So I thought I would take the opportunity to show the setup here for the Brompton. That's the brand new setup style that we're trying out here for the Fall 2018 Great Allegheny Passage Ride, which will be starting in Pittsburgh and ending up in Cumberland, Maryland, November 2018. So the first thing we'll start off with is probably the rear, as I've talked about on the show before. What we've got here in the rear, that's tent, plus also the duffel bag that actually will contain all of these bags for transit. Everything's in there, stakes, poles, everything like that. It's probably bigger than it needs to be, but the fact that it's watertight, super watertight, I mean, that's a real deal dry bag right there. It makes things a lot easier. In front of that is the Sea to Summit bag, which I've used for a long time. It's the event style. And the cool thing about these is that it just allows you to push the air completely out. This is my complete sleep kit. This has got the my sleeping bag, which is a down bag, and it's going to be getting down to the 20s, it turns out, so I'm going to need the down bag plus a little bit more. I've also got my pad, inflatable pillow, and a few other things in there as well. Up top here, I tend not to ride with this very often, but I'm going to on this trip. This contains my saddle cover, which you can see peeking out here, plus the bag that it goes over it, what I call stealth mode for the Brompton. I don't really need stealth mode all that much on this trip, but I would like to make sure that the bike is not known to be a bike while I'm away from it on the bus going up. So that's that. I don't think I've ever talked too much about this jobber here. This is by a company called Off Your Bike. It's a little handle. I find it to be really nice to have when I need it to pick up the bike. I find it's hard to pick up the Brompton without something like that. I wish it were a little less bulky, but it works out pretty well, and I keep it on pretty much full time. Next up, this is a new thing that I've added in here, and that is basically a cockpit setup. This is just strapped to the handlebars here, and you'll notice I've got the upright handlebar style here. The nice thing about this is that it allows me to carry one water bottle for easy access. Selfie stick, which I use occasionally, usually use it more for as a tripod. And then this little pocket here is for the phone that I'm using to shoot this video. So handy, nice little thing to have. Kind of replaces the handlebar bag that I used to have. The other thing that does the handlebar replacement trick is this entire contraption. I'm just going to kind of walk around it, put my shadow in it. And you can see here that it's an old classic back roller. I've had it for years. And all it does is clip right here to the top. That's it. In fact, I'm going to take it off right now so you can get a better look at the setup that I have. This is a Brompton luggage rack frame, and you'll notice that I have another kind of cheaper non-waterproof nylon thing on the other side. I'll talk about that in a second. But that's basically just zip tied to the frame. This attaches right to the luggage block, which comes off pretty easily. It's hard to do while you're filming, but let's do it. And boom, there's the luggage block. So frame here attaches there. See, that goes right in. Again, one-handed, a lot harder. The nice thing about this setup is that this can carry a limited number of things here in this nylon thing. Nothing that I care about from a waterproof standpoint, because again, this is not a waterproof bag, but it allows me to carry a few other things along with me that I can zip up. The other thing that I can do is on this side, stick a water bottle here and a water bottle here, and that will fit in just fine. So I can have access to 3 water bottles the entire time and easily switch it out.